Hello people of the internet, this is me, Dingo. This is going to be a slightly different video than I usually do. Usually when I make something about Limbless, I would mostly post stuff that is related to like a gameplay footage or like a showcase of specific things that I will be adding in the game and such. This time I rather, instead of showing, I actually would rather spend the time talking about the game itself. Mostly from three specific viewpoints. One which is the technical wise, the development, gameplay wise and story wise. And mostly I of course tell you there will be no spoilers related to the game story or what the gameplay and such. I will of course not, spoil shit about the game. I mean, that's not what I want to do about my fucking game. To tell people like, hey, why bother even making the game when you can just tell like how everything fucking goes in the game, So yeah, but that's pretty much what I want to do today, and at the same time, you can just do whatever you want in the meantime. You can just play this in and just listen to me mumble about my pile of nonsense. So, anyway, technical wise, from the development viewpoint, currently the game is in its probably one of its fourth of progress. And there's still a huge chunk to be done about the game so far. Currently, what I've been working on is some new animations and something new that I will be soon posting as well, showing like how the new shit works and everything. Some few new enemy designs and characters, most of this general stuff that will be implementing in the next area, what I'm currently working on in the game. At the same time, I've been having some small delays and issues, and you may be wondering like how the fuck did it took me so long to actually not make any progress. First of all, I am not going to fucking excuse myself, because I am not going to fucking lie to you. I will just rather, be honest and just step it up, take the bullet, don't be a fucking pussy and walk away. First of all, the honest answer is, I've been fucking lazy, okay? I've been kinda lazy, I wasn't in the mood, and generally I just didn't feel like doing anything. I've been so fucking bothered with school and my exams that I was in the point of not actually spending any time at the game at all. I was lazy to announce anything, lazy to say anything, and just feeling like talking more about this would just make more excuses, and excuses just expanding it, turn it into some sort of fucking drama that is fully unnecessary. And well, the good news is that I passed the exam and I actually will graduate from high school. So yeah, hooray, congrats. The sad news is that I will be moving to college, which is quite worrying. I will be the next month. I will be applying to school and I will be studying there. Starting to have my classes. This whole high school trend, the magic on college will go for about 3 years, and well, one thing what I'm really hoping for is when I was actually applying on college, I was showcasing some of my work that I've been doing, and one of the things was the game Limbless I've been working on so far, and they actually really liked it. To the point, I remember one of the 3 teachers that was there pointed out saying, hey, I like the game with the lag, that was something really, I found it a little funny, but at the same time it was nice, actually warm-hearting that they actually noticed how, much effort was put into it. Like, spending over 1 year of work surely shows, the things I've been working on. And I even know some friends told me like before that when I started working on this game, that the game looks really lot close to off, which was the original inspiration, for this game. And well, later on, one of the friends contacted me and told me like, hey, Honestly, I doubt it, you know? I actually see that the style of this game is really unique. You know, it has that you took the inspiration from off and then you expand it in your own way and make it somewhat different, which is kind of neat, you know? I was like, yeah, that's nice, you know, that's what I was really going for, and it, you know, it actually really worked in my favor. So yeah, that's nice to see that as well. Next thing is, if I will be lucky enough, I'll be maybe lucky to implement, you know, Limbless into few of the classes I'll be having in the college, which is something I heavily wish for, because not only, you know, that it would save me time and actually it could motivate me further on programming the game, it could actually lead into more successful development for the game project. Of course, anything I will be learning there and, you know, making, I will try to somewhat make it connection with, you know, Limbless as well, because the classes I will be taking there are actually somewhat involved in like game development and visual effects, and at the same time in like a 3D animations and in just animations in general, because for living I kind of want to go in that direction, like animation, graphic, you know, and drawing. That's kind of what I think I'm going for, you know, that's what my life choices are. But, you know, that's just something I want to do, you know, for a living, and, you know, it's just what I kind of like to do. Thing is that when I was applying at, you know, at the school, there was actually 2 different subjects, and I thought the design wise was based on just doing art, like, you know, the things I do most of the time. But then I realized it's all about making like a news article, websites, and these things that are just, they look professional, but I'm really like bad at design. Like, I can do good design, like, but it's mostly art wise, not like a public, you know, public printing and shit. And as you know, I'm having fucking problems with public speech and such. Well, not that, that's a half lie. I still have issues with it, but only like, you know, in public. On YouTube and like via voice chat, it's still okay with me. I mean, I don't have too much issues with that. But that's kind of like what I figured out would be fine. But anyway, yeah. So I changed the subject and I decided to go on actual animating and visual effects and some little game development. Hey, maybe then I will make a fucking 3D intro for the game. Imagine a full 3D trailer for just a simple RPG free game project I've been working on. And yeah, that'll be cool. Anyway, that's pretty much about the development wise point. Now let's move to another one, the gameplay wise, what I want to introduce. This is pretty much for the new people who haven't heard too much about the game, like how it's going to play, how it's going to work. I mean, you pretty much saw the gameplay footages. If you didn't, check my YouTube channel. There should be some waiting, right? The newest ones, the newest video I've been uploading. And gameplay wise, it's going to play like every other RPG game makers. You know, it's simple turn-based combat. It's overworld gameplay, yet with little tweaks and such. There's going to be crafting involved in the game, like making items you can use for battles. Not like healing items, mostly like gadgets and you know, like items that would raise your stats or, you know, remove debuffs and such. These little simple things, you know. One thing though, one thing I want to add as a unique feature that hasn't been shown in pretty much any game at this point is the ability to reform yourself. This kind of ties with the story, but as you know probably, is the fact that you start the game as one leg and you collect and reassemble yourself, you know, gathering limbs to actually build your body back together. And as you do so, not only your stats will increase, but you will also learn entirely new skills. You'll learn much better skills and unlock a full new fighting style, you know. and at the same time you will unlock like an overworld use. You know, like for example, you get both 2 legs. You can jump over small, you know, small gaps. You know, that's the thing you can do, and that will be permanently added to your character. You know, so you can actually do these things, which is kind of neat. You know, these little tweaks. You know. Also, there is no grinding in this game. Grinding is totally removed, and only killing enemies is fully optional. What I realized is that most games are based on grinding and gaining experience points, and it's just no fun. What I want rather is to move forward, you know, make the game very simple, yet I want to make progression. I want to actually, you know, the most rewarding way to actually gain items and stuff like this. The goodies you want in the game get will be mostly based on progression and exploration. And even puzzles will be more rewarding than just, you know, solving a puzzle so you can progress. So that will be something for everyone. At the same time, I want to implement some other different ways to improve your character stats rather than level upping. And and mostly I did that by, you can find like items and pieces of bits, you know, you can use to upgrade your character stats. Like you can find a chunk of flesh, then if you find enough 5 pieces of flesh, you can make an item that can permanently increase your stats. You know, it's cool. It's something like this, something very simple like this. It doesn't change the gameplay heavily, it just makes it slightly easier for you, just slightly, you know, not that big, you know, it's just a simple change of the pace. And there is actual replayability, because some enemies does drop these things too. And based on your luck, you know, there's a higher possibility you can get more things, you know, every different playthrough you play the game. So you can get more chunks from something else, and you can even change the gameplay wise. Or you can even challenge yourself and not play the game entirely with those things, you know. You can actually not kill anything that's in your way and actually avoid every battle, and or you can, you know, just not upgrade your stats. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe I will in the full game implement that for the good ending. And again, this sounds a bit too much close to fucking Undertale, but trust me, I'm not going to fucking take this the way Undertale did. No fucking way, man. Pacifist? Pfft, you mean a fucking genocide? This game is a fucking chainsaw massacre. You mean you will be fucking shitting your pants by the amount of guts you will see spilling around the game? It's going to be bloody beautiful, indeed. And that's well, pretty much the gameplay wise. Now let's just take a little quick look-see at the story. For now, there's not too much to talk about. Not like I don't have the story. In fact, I have the entire story thought out and everything prepared. Just I don't want to spoil it, you know? I just don't want to say like, hey, guess what? This happens, spoiler, blah. Nah, I just want to say pretty much that I've been heavily actually working on the story and developing the characters. Funny thing, when the game actually started being developed, you know, like its first actual developments, it started as like a joke project. It wasn't actually serious, like in a way. What kind of put me into this mood of trying to make a game was another developer's game project, Mothlight by Samu, which I will mention later by the end of this video. And the thing is, like, his game was heavily off-inspired. You can tell, like, the art style, the way it was put, you know, and everything. And I thought, like, damn, I need to make a game like that. I just need to. And, you know, Mothlight was like the final nail in the coffin that told me, yes, I will make a game, you know? So I did. And I'm still working on it. And, well, that's what we are at the moment here. And anyway, story-wise, I just want to tell, like, I've been working on this game and I've been actually trying to make the plot simple, yet for the people, you know, who are in fucking lore hunters, there is a possibility, you know, you can look in every corner and actually see little bits and bobs, you know, little scrambles, you know, bits of the history of this world and the way everything works in the game. It's all there, you just need to kind of look there, and some holes are open, but those are for the people to fill in, you know, what their thoughts can imagine. And The lore is very actually. It's like the creation of the universe and everything. The world, this bizarre, surreal world, like everything works in it. It's all been created by the thought, of mixture of two basic world creations. I was inspired by the Greek mythology and the creation of the universe by the Bible itself, like in 7 days, how it all went down. And I kind of took these two ideas and mixed them up together to create this kind of unique way of gods, slavery, and just pretty much in general like its own world. Things still make sense, but it's just slightly different. It's like a way, if I would say, it's natural for us if our skin color was pink, just the way we are naturally. But imagine, it would be bizarre for you if you imagine our skin was, for example, yellow or blue or green, different color. It would be bizarre for you, for us now, but if the way the world was created like this, was the way we started with, it wouldn't felt like it. It would felt natural because that's how everything was created, So yeah, something like that will be, making sense. And there's just a little thing, the minerals and how resources are gathered in this world is slightly different than normal worlds, so that's also a fun thing to experiment with, and you'll probably like that when it's actually there in the game, so you can actually look at it and explore the world, and see how everything works, how every single little cog works in this huge worldly machine, and so far, let's say, like, I've thought out so far everything logically makes sense, even though it's pretty much a bit surreal. The world works like that, everything makes sense, like, the progression of resources and everything, it's all there, it's just slightly different than normal. And sometimes it's even fucking upside down and twisted on the heads of the minds, So yeah, that's like that for a bit of the story. And that's pretty much it, that's pretty much what I'm currently have to say about the game. And the thing also I want to mention is that I would like, before I end this video, I would like to actually announce few people, few individuals that I would like to give a small reference to and actually give them a shout out, because I think they deserve a credit and they deserve the attention as well. First of all, I would like to announce, my coworker, if I would say so myself, the person who is working with me with the music on the game, aka has known Scary Lemon, or Ethan, which is the way I usually call him, and he's the person who made most of the music for the game. There are some little people who made as well some tracks, for example, Death Grapes, and even my own teacher from high school, but I was doing now. He even made a few tracks for the game, and I'll be all crediting all the people who've been helping me on the game project, and giving the credit in the end credits, of course, for that. But yeah, the most development on this game, I do the story, I do the writing, I do the coding, and I do the art style. I do all these three main things, story, art, and, well, the coding itself, I experiment also with the scripting a bit, adding a little bit nudges and making it slightly different than just a general RPG, make it slightly different. And yeah, I would like to mention Ethan, because Scary Lemon, he has been working with his other friends on another game. They've been working on this for about 2 years now, if I'm not mistaken. It's a long game project. It's called Lunatics, and it's a very bizarre wasteland-like hilarious RPG that's just set in like this bizarre world full of mutants, wacky creatures, and genuinely just incredible writing and comedy. The game doesn't look maybe bit too much, I'll be honest. It doesn't look that much, But once you get into it and play it, you will find out it has some really clever writing, and you know, the music Ethan himself composed for this game is really fucking awesome. Especially my favorite track has to be from the dojo, from the blender. That has to be like one of the best parts. I even made some art for him and some actual like I actually helped him to make a gameplay trailer for his game. So you know, so I helped him with that too. That's also a supportive hand I gave him. Yeah, we help each other, you know, and we will, you know, from time to time just help each other. And he's generally a very nice guy, and I think he deserves the support. And for that, I will be leaving a link to his Game Jolt, where you can find the game, you know, and you can give it yourself. Leave a review and just share your opinions and comments what you think about the game. You know, you can like it, you can hate it, you can be neutral about it. Just share some honest opinions so it could get the attention it deserves, surely. Another game I am really hyped about, you know, another thing I want to mention is my good old friend Samu, you know, the guy who's been making the game Offline, as I mentioned before. He finished actually the game called Orogenesis. He's now just doing the little fixes, little tweaks, you know, little game tests, so he could finally release the game on Steam, so everyone can go and play it. It'll cost something, of course. This is going to be actually one of his first paid projects, and the game even had a Kickstarter, which was quite successful, and received a bunch of people actually supporting and giving that upper hand to it. And even though, you know, the game already has enough attention, I still want to give it a shout out, you know, so people could actually give it a check it out. Make sure to look this week at Orogenesis, and if you want to, you can check the Kickstarter, so you can actually get some little introduction on the game. I will be leaving the link to that as well in the description. Lastly, this is a little shout out to one of the users at my Discord, of the official Limbless Discord. A friend of mine named Shrine has been working on this little game project as well. This is just all different game project supports, isn't it now? Well, anyway, Shrine is he's actually doing commissions, and he's actually willing to do art for a reasonable price. And let me say, he has really nice digital art design, and he has been studying well, you know. He is very good at that specific subject, and if you check some of his sprite work, you know, some of what stuff he was been making, you can see like he is really good at what he does. So there's an announcement on my server, in the server announcement, so you can check that out if you like to. And even if you don't like perhaps want to have a little, you know, little drawing, a little profile picture, a little profile shit, no, you can just you know, call him and say something nice, supportive, you know. The support always helps. And lastly, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all. Check on these folks, as I mentioned them. They are really interesting, and I'll be also giving a link right down here for the game itself, for Limbless. For those who haven't joined the Discord yet, this will be a permanent link that you can people join. You know, you can even share it to others if you want to, and you can there be updated for more future updates of the game. So yeah, that's also there as well for you, everyone. Anyway, this is pretty much all for now. It's been honest pleasure that I could share these little thoughts and experiences with you guys that I really had to put out of my mind, and honestly, I'm glad I'm actually finished talking about this, because I mean, you know, here's the thing. When I, you know, like to describe my game project, it usually takes a really long time, like just like this, to describe everything about the game. And you know, you can tell like I'm a big mouth, like I talk a lot. But you know, that's something that had to do with my little Asperger's syndrome issues. You know, I'm slightly developed in that public speech thing. But yeah, I honestly hope you enjoy this little video I made for Limbless and just mentioning these people. check the people, check the game, and if you don't like it, just at least leave your opinions on it. You know, of course, if you have any questions, put them down, you know, under the video. So, you know, I would gladly like to answer any of them, or you can just, you know, ask me on Discord as well. So that's fully fine by me. You know, you can leave a little chat, you can leave a little comment, you can leave a little hate, you know. And if you just despise me as a human, feel free to just, you know, nah, I'm just kidding, you know. That was way back before, you know, way back when I used to stream still. Which is, I will probably stream Orogenesis once it comes out this weekend. I have my money ready for this. I want to fucking play it, Samu. Release it now, for fuck's sake. I don't want to wait anymore. Sorry, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. I'm really hyped about finishing, you know, my game project as well. The demo should be done hopefully by the end of this year or end of the next winter, you know, after Christmas, which will probably, you know, I just hope they'll finish this demo soon. I don't want to rush it, of course, you know, I want to take my sweet time with it, you know, so I can actually implement more detail and, you know, well quality put writing and everything. I want to speed the progress up. I just want to finish the demo at least, so people actually can give it a shot and, you know, share their opinions of the game. So yeah, that is all for now. I'm glad. Thank you again for standing by, listening to me, listening to this little dumbass chatting about this game, and I'll be seeing you in the future. Bye bye.